and just let me know. Now he got an article. Let me know when it pops up. Oh my.
Just the topic, just like the heading.
The alert that says that we got a shot. All right, man. Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we're the real Hebrew Israelites. We come in week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of America, also known as Babylon, and all our other captivities in the upcoming kingdom to come, Yasharallah, also known as Israel. Okay? But before we start, we're going to give all infinite honors, praises, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh.
double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and to the other Akim out here pushing his troop to the four winds. Keep pushing, Akim, man. We almost out of here. And what we're gonna do tonight is we're gonna do something a little different. We're not gonna we're gonna go off. I ain't gonna say go off the beaten path, but we're gonna go just basically into current events, the thing that's coming across your average American's news feed. Okay, we're gonna go into the news. We're gonna go into the media, and we're gonna go into pertinent topics that relate to what prophecy, man. Okay, because we're living in a time where your life is prophecy. Your news that comes across the TV stations and the news break and whatever other platform you use, these reports are prophecy that have been prophesied thousands of years before they landed into your hand, and it's gonna go somewhere else, man. Okay, and it's a plethora of things that's going on. I'm gonna just give a quick rundown before we actually go into them. We have different pestilences and different diseases like the Marburg, like the thing that America has been dealing with. Okay, I don't want to use that term because it's flaggable. You have the different divisions amongst people. Okay, I saw today where those former officers that killed that guy in Memphis, they pleaded. All right, so that's division. You have the different religious beliefs. You have actually also things like what happened in Ohio. Y'all remember? Y'all see where that train blew up? And it blew up into the Ohio River. Well, the Ohio River dumps into the Mississippi River. Okay, so whatever contaminants were up there are going to trickle down to down here. You know, going throughout the four winds as far as America goes. You also have articles I've read about companies trying to force microchips upon their employees. It's just so much going on. All right, there's so much going on that you can just you can delve into anything, man.
I got your precept.
Yeah, yo.
So I read 39:1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy. And what that brother is going into is everything that has to do with the end times, all right? Rumors of wars, economies crashing, deadly pestilence overtaking the land, all right? All of that is prophecy to let you know the end of an age is coming to pass, man. All right? Bring it up.
Now, in 2 and 3, it says, for the vision is there for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. All right, and you can clearly see that we're living in the end time. We're living,
speaking.
Yeah, it's prophecy.
They jumping off the book.
Kind, and it says, and not lie. All right, though it tarry, wait for it because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And the things the current events that's going on around the planet Earth is all the prophecy that's written in this book. You know, the vision amongst men. All right. You got the MOTB being what moreover spoke of and even in the news. You see, you got it, brother.
And they don't call it the MOTB. They call it what they call it? What they call it? You had an article?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into that. Let's deal with that. Let's eat that.
All right, this is from the Sun. It says micromanagement outrage sparked over companies requiring employees to be microchipped, with officials calling to make it a felony.
Okay, so this is the beginning of the end. This is the beginning of prophecies that was prophesied thousands of years ago. And before I talk about what he just brought out, I want you to get Revelation 13 and 16. Or should I start at 15? 15? Go to 15.
It says, Revelation 13 and 15. No, 14.
Whatever you comfortable with, bring it out. All right.
It says Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld her. It says, another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And it's verse 12.
And that's going into America.
Yep.
Okay. That's going into America, branching off from his predecessor, Rome. Right. Go ahead.
12. And he exercised all the power of the first beast,
Which is
before him.
Rome and the Romans, and the ways that the Romans rule the world, which is democracy. Go ahead.
And causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast.
Okay, going into the ways that the first beast ran the earth, and this is basically a part two. You know, you have the Greeks, the Romans, the Americans, and they all basically the same thing. But Rome is that dragon that the Bible speaks of.
When you submit to the laws, the ways this place is ran, this philosophy, you're worshiping the beast.
Right.
You're of your father the devil. The lust of your father you will do.
And the same way that beast was respected back then, it's respected right here, right now. But
Who should make war with the beast? Is that not how Americans think?
Yeah.
Who can make a mess with us Americans? We
Proud
speaking how
grave.
people thought. We got the biggest, greatest army on the face of the earth. That's how the ancient Romans thought about Rome back then. And their Roman legion.
That's right. Right. Go ahead.
It says, whose deadly wound was healed. Roman Empire coming back into power. Verse 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
All right. And that's going back. Read that one more time out.
Verse 13, Revelation 13 and 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh.
All right, and he's done that. All right, and those great fires go back into what? Nuclear weaponry. Nuclear weaponry, for the most part, it doesn't come from the heavens. It hits the actual earth. It blows up in the atmosphere. It blows up in the first heaven. And there's also a prophecy to come, because those, what they call them, things that knock out the electricity, MPDs.
MPs.
Yeah, EMPs.
Electromagnetic
They
pulse.
blow up in the atmosphere. Okay, and it's a miracle. All right, it's a so-called miracle because it's the state-of-the-art technology of the times that we're living in and whatnot, and it has sent Americans and Romans back into the what? So-called Stone Age. And the Stone Age and the Stone is not as Stone Age as you think it is. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 14, and deceiving them that dwell on the earth by the means.
The people. All right, it deceives the people because the people are simple. All right. At the end of the day, you have the elect on the left-hand side and the elect on the right-hand side, which is both less than 1%, and they understand one another's lingo and everything that happens in between these two different relationships. They're not marveled at, right? For the most part, because both sides know what's going on, and they actually have a time period of knowing when what's going on is happening. But the 99%, you know, in the middle, everything is a marvel to them. They don't get it, and they'll never come to an understanding of it because they're just the in-between between the elites and the elites, right?
It says, and deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
All right, it goes back into technology. It goes back into weaponry. It goes back into warfare. Okay. At the end of the day, the things that Esau has done, no other nation under the sun has done. What happened in Hiroshima and what else the other place? Nagasaki. That was never done before. And you know what that ended up happening to the world? It left a mark in their mind. Like what happened in these places, I don't want it to happen to mine. Esau Edom took over the world, and everybody was afraid of him at that point. Hey, boy, give me a second Ezra 11 and 6 real quick. Second Ezra 11 and 6. I want to say 11 and 6. Yeah, 11 and 6.
All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 11 and verse 6, and it reads, and I saw that all things under heaven were subject unto her.
Now that's going into that Rome, okay? But the things that happen in Rome happens in America. Go ahead.
It says, and no man spake against her, No, not one creature upon earth.
because everybody's afraid of her. She runs the military system, she runs the monetary system. And nobody wants no military smoke, and nobody wants no financial smoke. Nobody wants no nukes being dropped upon them. Nobody wants no what? No sanctions being imposed upon them.
And America's EU and NATO, she's the #1 financer for both of them.
Financial and military power.
Yeah, EU is that's business and commerce. That's trade laws, you know, how much you could tax other nations, banking systems, the way economies roll, the rules and regulations for them to trade with one another. And NATO is for anybody that's a part of that dragon. If anybody attack any part of that dragon, all right, NATO comes as that military might to protect those nations.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
all Rome revised. All of those European nations were all one nation under Rome in the ancient world.
Right. That's right. And if you go against Rome in the modern world, guess what you're going to get before you get a missile? You're going to get economical repercussions.
Sanctions,
man.
Tariffs.
And if you're strong enough to withstand these things, what's going to come next? Actual warfare.
Yeah.
And that's where it goes into the scriptures, and it's in Psalms and it's in the Apocrypha where it says the teeth gonna fall upon your ass. Those talents gonna fall upon your ass, man. All right, and that goes back into the military system. You got it, bro. Or was that him?
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
It's Revelation, back in Revelation 13 and 14, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they shall make an image of the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live.
All right, and that's going back into the ways of the world, that white picket fence, the American dream, or what the people in the truth call the American scheme. Okay? You want to have your hand into the ways of the world. And when you go to James, the 4th chapter, it tells you a friend of the world is the enemy of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay? So if you're so focused on economics, you can't be spiritual. Because if you're spiritual, you know that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to take care of you any place and any time, especially in what? The end times, man. Go ahead.
Right. Whereas Revelation 13 and 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
The American dream, the American scheme, the ways of the world, and we can collectively say the 4 corners, the Western world. Go ahead.
That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed.
Okay, and that's the times we're coming into. That's actually future prophecy. If you go against the ways of America, if you go against the ways of Europe, if you go against the ways of what they call the Western world, you're going to be judged financially. And if the financial doesn't work, you're going to is going to end up being militarily. Because before Saddam Hussein was ever attacked, before Gaddafi was ever attacked, it was financial sanctions imposed upon them. And they just so happened to survive those financial sanctions because the financial sanctions really, at the end of the day, it falls on the people. It doesn't fall on power structure. Go ahead,
it says,
and with what's that boy from so-called South America in Venezuela? He ended up so-called dying from cancer. Oh, yeah, I forgot. The people loved him though, man. All right. So when those financial sanctions fell upon him, he felt like the people felt, even though he was in the upper echelon and he was ultimately poisoned, probably shot with some kind of dart. The CIA does things like that, though. All right. And he died from a so-called sickness. And the powers that be was able to infiltrate that country and convert it into a Western philosophy of thinking. Man. Going back into the dragon way of thinking. So,
what you was trying to get to the MOTB though, huh?
Yeah.
All right, get straight to the point. Okay, yeah, get straight to the point.
This is Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond.
And this is talking about individuals. This is talking about everybody amongst the four kingdoms. This is not talking about country by country. It's talking about the individuals as a whole. So it's talking about the whole of humanity. At the end of the day, he's going to get you to get that Karakma, man. Okay? He's going to get you to get that Karakma. This is not a country by country trade thing. This is talking about the whole fucking world, man. Go ahead, Doc.
To receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Stop right there. Bring out your precept. Bring out your article.
It says, micromanagement outrage sparked over companies requiring employees to be.
Wait, what's the source?
The Sun.com. It says micromanagement outrage sparked over companies requiring employees to be microchipped, with officials calling to make it a felony.
All right, now this is the beginning of the end. So that's why the whole world is not back behind these things. And he plays so many games that, matter of fact, give me the Matthew 10 and 34.
Matthew chapter 10 and verse 34. Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
And the Lord is talking about what? He's talking about trains of thought. He's talking about one group of people thinking various things against another group of people. He's talking about Republicans versus Democrats. He's talking about libertarians versus conservatives. He's talking about black versus white. He's talking about cash money versus digital currency. And the list goes on, man. These are the times that we're living in, and these people are not going to play any games in between. The people that's caught up in between, they're going to be the people that's judged, and they're going to be the people that's causing holy hell upon earth. Give me 2 Ezra 15 and 15. Follow the shot.
2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another.
And the only reason that they're standing up and fighting against another people is because Matthew 10 and 34 has to come to pass, okay? That division, that's what it goes into. They are going to labor on there and take it to the streets, and they're going to labor on there, and they're going to make these prophecies physical. And they're not even going to respond, and they're not going to look at the Bible as a reference. They're going to think that this is just our time. The old times are done away with, this and that. But this is spiritual. This is prophecy. Keep reading now.
And swords in their hands.
Guns in their hands, weapons in their hands. As far as the government goes, pestilences in their hands. Withholding federal grants, withholding federal assistance, child support, SSI in their hands, because they know what the ramifications of withholding these things is going to be. You know what?
Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another.
Invading one another. They're going to violate one another. You're going to have a neighbor of 30 years break into their neighbor's house for a box of cereal for his wife, for his daughters. Okay? Because that's going to become a commodity. And when they realize that the government is not running things the way that they used to run things, and when they realize the government can't bail them out, they're going to make their own government, and their government is going to be lawless. Go drop down to like 19.
Verse 19, 2 Ezra 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword.
They're going to violate one another. They're going to break into one another's houses for the resources that one man has. Okay? And I'm going to tell you this, man. Women and females are resources. Okay? And when you're living in America, you know what I mean? The most confused place of all confused places, a son to be considered that too. Straight up. Can't get around.
Hey, let's get on this article. Oh, get the article, bro.
You know?
It says these microchips are usually inserted into human hands. They can act as passes to open doors or allow you to log into computers. Some even let you buy things from vending machines. The practice is said to improve security and make it harder for criminals to hack into private data.
Okay. And that's basically going into the new ways of the world and the so-called new world that they envision in their mind. They want you to be one with technology.
And that's prophecy being fulfilled. A new currency, new world order, all right, a new way of doing things get brought on the forefront. All right, we are occupied in these prophecies. Revelation 13 chapters say you will not be able to buy, sell, or trade if you don't have this
Correct.
this charagma stitched into your anatomy, your physiology, your biology. Okay, you're not going to be able to live. Not going to be able to do no type of business or commerce. I got a quick precept. Wisdom of Solomon 18:15. Thine almighty word leaped down from heaven out of thy royal throne. This was prophesied what? 2,000 years ago.
Mhm.
All right. Now what is the word doing? It's leaping down and manifesting into the physical realm. The technology is here. That's what we're reading about. All right. And it's manifesting before our eyes. Okay. As a fierce man of war to the midst of a land of destruction. All right. And that's where all of the destruction from our people is going to come. Because once you get that charagma, once you get it on a full scale and you have it in you so you can survive, you're going to be destroyed. Okay. And that's why we're bringing out these articles. We bring out these articles to be a light to the Gentiles, to the Israelite foreigners, to give you warning. Give me Ezekiel 3:17. All right. We're bringing out these articles, all right, and funneling them through the scriptures, all right, to give you warning from our great king. All right. And our Heavenly Father. Bring it out.
Ezekiel 3:17.
Come
Son
on.
of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
All right. He made you a seer to the nation Israel. Go tell them what's going to happen before it happens. Bring it out.
Therefore, hear
And what does the watchman do? The watchman warns you of the overcoming scourge. He warns you of the enemy. All right. When a watchman was on the watchtower, if he seen the enemy coming in over the horizon, he blew a trumpet.
Yep.
All right. To warn everybody to get ready and prepare themselves. Bring it out.
Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
All right. And us bringing out these articles, all right, and following through the scripture is us giving you warning from Yahweh by Shema Shah. Don't partake and indulge in this new technology that's about to hit the world on a global scale. All right. Because look, every new technology, what do the people do? What iPhone we on right now?
14.
14.
Yeah, something like
And
that.
what as soon as it come out, what everybody go
They
do?
go buy it.
And then get the price go what? Up.
Oh.
Every new one.
And
All
they
right.
waiting on the next one to come out.
All right, the PlayStation 4. Yeah, it's at
Five.
PlayStation 5 right
Yeah.
now. And then people bought it so much that you couldn't even go get one. They got sold out.
Yeah.
All right, now this is going to be the new technology, the new thing. Plasma TVs came out. Smart TVs came out. What do everybody go do?
Buy
They
smart
go
TV.
buy those technology. This technology come out. The Lord is telling us to give you warning from Him. Don't touch it. Don't partake in it. And trust in Him.
They gonna give it
Because
for free.
this is the all I be all. This digital certificate, this micromanagement. Hey, this is the difference between you being on grid and off grid, online and offline. Because now you're gonna be a cyborg, man and a machine united. You know how we got these phones and we looking for Wi-Fi to get online? Once you get that thing put, that charagma put in, you online 24/7.
You on your phone.
Yeah. All right. You are part of that matrix. You are part of the system, which is satanic and was going to be destroyed. Bring it out, brother. The article.
That was it.
That was
That was
it.
it.
Okay. Did y'all have an article on the disease, the deadly pestilence?
I grab it real quick.
Yeah, bring it out.
It's out here.
Bring out these articles, man. All right. This is the men of the Lord giving you warning from Yahweh Shema Shai, so your blood don't be on our heads, all right? Because it's written that we have to be a light to the Gentiles, and if we don't warn you of what's to come, all right? Somebody get that. Is Ezekiel the 2nd chapter? You know what I want. Where he say, if you don't give the warning, then I will require their blood
Blood
upon
at
your
your
head. Yeah.
That's
the third.
It might be third.
it's the same one.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
bring it
third.
out.
That's Ezekiel 3:18. When
Bring it
I
out.
say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die,
Come on.
and thou givest him not warning.
All right. You see all this radio frequency, this RFID technology come out. I revealed his secret to you prophets. If you don't warn the people about this, and they go get it, I require their blood upon your head. Bring it out.
And it reads, it says, Noah speaketh to warn the wicked from
Hey,
the wicked way.
Hey, we're here to warn you. Don't get it. Revelation 14:9 is going to consume you. Okay? Bring it out.
To save his life.
We're here to save your life. Okay? Get Jeremiah 18:20.
Okay.
All right? We're out here getting demonized. We out here
I
getting
got it, Doc. Give what I sent to you.
we out here getting demonized. We getting ostracized and dealt with treacherously. But we are out here for your good. Okay? We're out here telling you the truth.
Right.
All right? We're out here so you can get saved and delivered from this overcoming scourge. Bring it out.
The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity,
And what's going to happen?
but his blood I require at thy hand.
Yahweh Shema Shah forbid. I'm not trying to be nobody's sacrifice. All right? I want to march in the kingdom with the saints, so as well as all us brothers up in here, man. So we're going to give you the warning of Yahweh Shema Shah, whether you hear or forbear. All right? Will you like it or believe it or not? Okay? Bring it out.
This is Jeremiah 18:20.
Out here for your good. But guess what's going to happen according to prophecy? Y'all going to be offering us up to get put down. Okay? Bring it out.
It says, for they have digged a pit for my soul.
What did Jeremiah do? He's going to tell you, this is why they dug a pit for his soul. Bring it out.
Remember that I stood before thee to speak good for them.
They rewarded evil for good. All right? We're out here giving you the good news. What is the gospel? The good news. How beautiful are the feet of him that bring forth good tidings, bro. Okay? Bring it out.
And to turn away thy wrath from them.
And we're here so that the wrath of Yahweh Shema Shai get turned away from. All right? But you're not going to, the vast majority, you're not going to take heed. You're not going to even just sit there, look at the information, and go over it yourself. You know, you're just drunk off. Tell you, if the so-called white man don't enlighten you and give you his stamp of approval, you don't believe it. All right? And everybody that cannot unlearn everything they learned in this society, you're going to be destroyed. Bring out that article.
This is Yahoo.
This one here going to be real greasy.
This is Yahoo.News. Marburg virus, a relative of Ebola, with no approved vaccines or treatment.
All right, when they say a relatively Ebola, this one goes on. Esau the mad scientist. Okay? Give me that. He destroys wonderfully. Daniel 8. It's in Daniel 8. And it's talking about Epiphanes' wicked ass and say how he destroys wonderfully.
8:24, I got you.
Bring it out.
This is Daniel 8:24, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power.
All right, and this is the same thing America does. They get in bed with these other countries, and what was going on back then, when the Grecians took over a country, they hired henchmen from that country, and they did what the Persians did on the movie 300.
Mm-hmm.
Every nation they overtook, what did their military do? They fought on the side of it. All right,
Absolved them.
yeah, bring it out.
And he shall destroy wonderfully.
And he shall destroy wonderfully. Okay? And this is talking about Esau, the so-called white man. This is what he does. He destroys wonderfully. So when this disease say is a cousin of Ebola, this is what this mad scientist has did. He's derived this disease. He gets all of them together. He gets AIDS, Ebola, herpes, and just puts them out and all in one gumbo and see if he can get the most lethal disease that could kill you within 24 hours. That's what he's doing. What the fuck you mean he a cousin of Ebola? The reason you can fix your lips to say that this new Mossberg virus is a cousin of Ebola is because it's probably derived from Ebola.
Ain't no probably about
All
it.
right,
It's
you've
called spirit.
created this seven-headed monster, man. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Okay, you've created this deed. Bring it out, brother.
And shall prosper.
All right, and you shall prosper. People gonna, hey, multitudes are slain. All right, people are gonna to succumb to these deadly diseases, these viruses. All right, people coming in the streets slaying one another with sword. Give me Ezekiel 6:11. All right, it's written aforetime that these things are going to come to pass.
Ezekiel 6:11. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, smite with thy hand and stamp with thy foot,
Come on.
and say, alas, for all the evil abominations of the house of Israel.
All right, for transgressing my word, for not taking heed to my servants, the prophets. Bring it out.
For they shall fall by the sword.
All right, though a terror is going to surely come to pass. Bring it out.
By the famine.
And what else?
And by the pestilence.
And by a pestilence. All right, these diabolical diseases that we're reading about, you're gonna succumb to them, man. They're here. This devil we're waiting on him to just unleash it on all of society. All right, it is said in the CDC they have trillions of mosquitoes that have these infected diseases that they just ready to they're waiting for the appointed time to just unleash them on society.
Right. I got a article that just came to my phone that's dealing with pestilence. It's not dealing with human pestilence, but it's dealing with a pestilence that's gonna turn into the famine.
Yeah, and then the reason these articles is coming out because Esau know what he's gonna do. Just think about it. Do these articles make any fucking sense? Hey, this is gonna happen. It look like this is gonna happen. All right, it got a disease, it's brewing, but it's coming soon, and a lot of people will die. Man, shut the fuck up. Who do you fuck you think you're talking to? All right, you know you have these diseases, you're about to unleash it on people. Don't try to make it like this is some act of nature and this is where all the cards fell and this disease just created itself out of nowhere and it's going to be unleashed on, it's going to fall on humanity.
Can I say something?
The Lord's divine order. Nah, man. You know what you're doing. You're putting out the article. You're doing your damage control to make it to act like your hands have nothing to do with it. All right, and then you're gonna unleash it on everybody so you can get the population down to 500 million. We're not ignorant of your devices, so-called white man. You got it, brother.
And just to back the other up, because he really just said what I was about to say. These articles and these media companies and the people that put out the articles are the powers that be. They work for the powers that be. So an article is not a collective public thing from the people that's working 9 to 5. The articles and these collective media outlets come from who? The elites.
That's right.
And they determine what comes out and what's swept under the table. You got it, Doug.
You got it, brother.
It says an Ebola-like virus for which there are no approved vaccines or treatments.
All right, so the next thing coming, it ain't gonna be no vaccines, it ain't gonna be no treatment. Everybody's just gonna die. That's what's going on. Bring out your precept. The next thing they coming will not be no tranquilizer for it, no antidote for it. All right, you're just gonna die. Horrific death. Bring it out.
Ezekiel 6:12. He that is far off shall die of the pestilence.
All right, it don't matter where you are. If you're in the landmass of America, the pestilence ain't gonna miss you unless you have that mark of exemption from judgment. Bring it out.
And he that is near shall fall by the sword.
All right, you can run, but you can't hide. All right, when the Lord say He's gonna let these 4 angels, let these 4 winds go, these destruction, these and these trumpets getting blown. It's just whatever your lot fall on. You may die by the sword. You may die by a diabolical disease. The worst of them all, you might starve to death. Plenty of ways to die. Choose one. Okay? So therefore, with you knowing these things, if you're in your right mind, man, you're going to seek the Lord while He may be found and beg Him not to let these calamities fall upon you if you're in your right mind. Because there's some greasy shit we're reading about over here. Keep reading, brother.
Says vaccine or treatments that spread to an African country, it's never been appeared in.
And those Hamites over there, they're nothing more than guinea pigs. What's them little white mice? That's all they are.
Lab mice.
Lab rats. That's all them Hamites are. They concoct this shit down in Atlanta. They get these diseases in Atlanta. And Esau be a mad scientist in the CDC.
Texas lab.
Yeah.
Texas Laboratory. Hey, for real.
Your pain run deep. Share it with me. That's that dude, bro.
Jojo.
No, the one that created Frankenstein.
Yeah.
So look, and they take them damn diseases and they throw it on the damn Hamites in Libya somewhere, man.
Can I say something on that?
Bring it out.
And let me just say this. What did they tell you that the Cavassier 19 came from? China. No, they say it came from China. Moab.
China,
Like you said, what's closer? China, Moab, or West Africa? So if that can come all the way, because the world is connected, through the different airline companies, and because the world has been conquered by this devil, if it can come all the way from China, Moab, to and come to America, just think about what's going on with that Marburg beat, and we could probably say it freely, but I'm gonna still, walk lightly. And if that's right there in West Africa, just imagine how fast it's gonna come to where. First, it's gonna come to probably New York. Then it's gonna go down there South Florida.
It take one of them planes.
How many?
Or a plane.
You said one.
Just send a couple students from what they call them students, the foreign exchange.
Transform.
Foreign exchange.
Just send one of them over here and they go to JFK. That's JFK in New York, right?
Yeah.
See, they go to JFK airport and just cough. Like on the movie Contagion and the spit and shit. Particles get in the air. Then walk past a janitor. He gets sick. Then he goes somewhere in Brooklyn somewhere. And on the subway he cough. Then another motherfucker go in Long Island somewhere.
End up at a concert.
And end up at a concert and everybody hit that bitch. And the next thing you know, a motherfucker traveling to see his family down south. You know what I'm saying? This devil, he know what he doing, man. But guess what? All that shit was first tested with them damn Hamites. Okay? Bring it out, brother.
It says it's raising alarm that it can spread even further. It says 16 are suspected to have the disease. Their symptoms include bloody vomit and diarrhea, fever and fatigue, according to a Monday update from the World Health Organization.
So you're gonna be bleeding through your eyes, your mouth, your nose,
all orifices,
and your anus. Anywhere where you have a hole, blood is gonna be coming out of there.
It's all like that last part.
That's some greasy shit. Bring it out.
It says there are no approved treatments like antivirals or vac.
And that's this devil trying to play God. That's no different than him what he doing with this heart system. He wants to build a disease that cannot be healed. And guess what? If a brother get that shit, the Lord would just let a brother get that shit so he could show his power.
And come out of it.
And be fully healed.
That's right.
All right? His faith made him whole. Okay? Bring it out, right? Bring it out, bro.
It says fatal in up to 90% of cases. This makes the recent spread all the more concerning, while experts say the risk to the rest of the world is currently low. Transmission.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. That's the switcheroo. All right, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. This article is getting bought out because guess what? It's going to come throughout the world, throughout the globe. You see, because all these prophecies, all these calamities going through the planet Earth, guess where they're going to hit the hardest?
America.
Babylon, baby. The lake of fire going to be in Babylon. The lake of fire not going to be in Russia. The lake of fire not going to be in the land of Ham or the land of Moab. The lake of fire going to be here in America. So all those calamities, all those diseases, all those petrifying sores is going to be here in America. This is going to be the home base. That whore that's sitting on that great red dragon, she is full of pus. And guess what? She's going to spread it everywhere around this motherfucker.
And it's going to start with her at her home base.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes. All right. So, in fact, get that. Give me Revelation 17:5. We can end off on that.
Revelation 17:5. And upon her forehead was a name.
We'll start at 4.
Revelation 17:4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
Let's talk about America. Rome revised. Bring it out.
And decked with the gold, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls.
All right, because this is one of the most richest, lucrative nations on the planet Earth. All right. Give me Hosea 12:7 real fast. Yeah, that's the
Connection.
That's
Beautiful,
connection.
beautiful.
That's definitely the
Because
connection.
we didn't speak on the CV, you know what? You heard?
Yeah. All right, so we got bad connections, so we just gonna finish this precept. You want to finish your precept, Art?
I wanted to finish off.
All right, finish this precept and then get his, and we're gonna shut it down.
All right, this is Revelation 17:4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of a fornication.
All right, and see all this. All right, hey, this bitch got that. America has AIDS.
That's one of the things in the cup.
Yeah.
It's a Mickey.
What's a Mickey called?
America is. This is a nasty whore. You ever, if you've been out here, you ever came across a woman and she put it down before you even pull her drawers down?
Yeah.
The stench hit you.
Yeah.
I don't want none.
Yeah, I don't want none. I'm good. That's America.
But America gonna be like, nah, you done got me here. You gonna take it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. Bring it out.
It's verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great.
That's America. It should be written, you nasty ass funky whore. Okay? Mystery Babylon the Great. The way you properly break that down, America. United States of America.
That's right.
That name wasn't written back then. John, the beloved brother John the Revelator, he saw all these things going on 2,000 years ago, but that name, America, wasn't here yet. All right? You got it, bro.
He basically touched on it already when he was saying Revelation 18:3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth will wax rich to the abundance of her delicacies. So this goes back into what? You have different kings, the dignitaries, their version of senators. They have to physically visit this place. And then you have people that run your local neighborhood corner stores. They go to and fro their countries. So when they come over here and they get a whiff of these pestilences that the Lord has permeated throughout America, they're going to take it back to their homeland. All right? These different dignitaries are going to take it back to their homeland. These different businessmen are going to take it back to their homeland, and it's going to spread. All it takes is one, man. All it takes is one. Okay? So prophecy will come to pass, and it will work through people, and it's not going to happen prior to the prophets telling you that it's going to happen. Okay? Y'all take
right, so with that, we're gonna get infinite anonymous to our Heavenly Father and our great King.
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai Ba'Shem, HaRadash.
We get up our side, the love teachers, the elder apostles, and bishops, and great millstone, and salutations to our fellow laborers in Hamashiach, Yahushua, pushing the true cross 4 winds. Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala.
Baba
Baba Ball.
Shalom.
Shalom. Until next time, Akiyam.
Shalom.
Shalom, Mike.